So by now, hopefully you've seen some videos of the university campus, the teaching facilities, and the amazing city of Sheffield. So we'll now take you on a quick tour of the engineering buildings you'll visit as a student. Let's go.
So the Diamond is a really nice open building. I find it quite funky looking, like especially upstairs, there are sections that almost look like cheese with holes in them. But I think what's really great is that you can see directly in the labs.
As an electrical engineering student, we use the Diamond quite a lot. Personally, my favorite lab is the clean room, which is the biggest clean room outside of MIT.
There's also this MindSphere area, and as part of the MindSphere area, the AXA department have this Festo lab. So this is trying to develop sort of Industry 4.0 skills in especially MSc students.
So one great thing about the Diamond is it's nice to know that you have one area where you can have all your lectures, your labs, your study spaces, you've got a cafe. It's open 24 hours, so if you've got exams, you can cram for them.
There's multiple types of study space, such as the silent space. There's also multiple group study space that you can book. And there's also general study space where you can just sit down and just revise or just have a chat with your friends.
The Diamond also houses the iForge. So the iForge is a student-led makerspace, and it's run by the students for the students.
You get a lot of hands-on experience with things like laser cutters, 3D printers, bandsaws, drills, jigsaws, all of these sort of different tools that you can use that can help you with your course or also just make things.
One of the projects I've taken part of in the iForge is Accessible. So as part of that, we're co-designing as a team a device for someone with a disability. So one of the devices that I was doing was a drawing device to be used with just 2 buttons. So we were designing it for Ellen, who had 2 buttons on her wheelchair, through which she can control devices. And so we were trying to use those to be able to draw. So we created a bit of an Etch-a-Sketch device.
A lot of the computer spaces I use for things like CAD, so computer-aided design to design parts for my module. And as part of a module last year where we made musical instruments, we got some hands-on experience making parts. We're at the newly built Heartspace now, which is a really cool building where academics will be. There'll be new labs. There'll be a lot of working spaces. It's really close to the Diamond, which is quite nice. And there's a cafe, which you can grab a snack or drinks if you feel like it. And then there's also a lot of new labs for societies as well. So there's an employability hub here as well. So you can seek advice about CVs, interviews, your year in industry. You can find out about things after you graduate as well, and chat with people who can really help you out.
So this is the Amy Johnson building, home to the Automatic Control and Systems Engineering department, which is one of the only ones in Europe and one of the best. So in this building it houses a lot of the academics, but also in the basement there are a bunch of labs as well as the technicians are based there. So as part of the labs there's sort of a lot of drone labs, so they're in cages and you can do all sorts of research on them. And there's also the Rolls-Royce UTC, where they do all sorts of research combined with industry. So right now we're in the quadrangle of a lot of the engineering buildings. So in these buildings there are lots of lecture theatres as well as labs and sort of group study spaces. So this is where you'll probably come in the later years, sort of after first year in the Diamond mainly. It's really nice to just sort of come outside of the buildings, maybe sort of see more specialised equipment and get more hands-on experience. One of my favourite things is the study spaces though. Like, not many people know about these study spaces, so they tend to be a lot quieter. And one of my favourites is the Glass Turner Museum, which not many people know about, but it's sort of surrounded by glass. It's quite quiet, so it's nice to sort of get some silent studying. So one of the other cool labs they've got in Palm Liversidge building is the Sheffield Robotics lab. So in there they're looking at industrial robots, so the very large scale robots, so the very small ones, and looking at investigating swarm robotics. And this links back to my PhD, where part of the lab is looking at ingestible robots, where they could be ingested and then sort of perform some sort of task in the human body.
What sort of surprised me about Sheffield is the fact it's smaller and tightly knit than I sort of expected. I sort of heard it's a bit of a city university, but having everything really sort of tightly knit together is really nice. Sort of how easy it is to get around, so to get to like Meadowhall, which is like that massive shopping centre, it's sort of so easy to just hop on a tram and just get anywhere. hop on a bus and you're in the city. It's like £1 for a student single, so it's really easy just to get around. It sort of doesn't really feel like a city in that way.
I came here on an open day and my first reaction was like, it was so friendly. Like I remember getting on the tram and being a bit lost, and there was a really nice guy on the tram who was like, oh, don't worry, like you want to get off of here, and then you can there'll be loads of people pointing you around.
And you know what streets are great to grab a drink or go to a cafe or grab some food, so it's quite nice. Obviously West Street's a great place to go out and you see sort of course mates that are doing other sports and get involved with some really fun socials, and then going to the SU afters. Pretty good nights.
Yeah, I think I had a friend who started the ice skating society, just with his housemates. They just enjoyed going ice skating, and they created a society, because I think you need 3 people and then you can just create a society, so it's quite nice.
Sheffield really accommodates us. They offer a lot of events that's not just nightlife centered. There's a lot of culture stuff, international culture evening, the World Food Festival. Because Sheffield is really close to the Peak District, we normally go there once a month.
Be able to get outdoors, and it's nice having sort of the peaks so close. And
one of the things I really liked about Sheffield though was the community feel. There are so many things going on in the city, from all the big festivals, like Festival of the Mind and that sort of thing that you can get involved in. Recently got into outdoor swimming and sort of just going swimming on a Tuesday morning in Crooks Valley Park, which is super close and right near the university. Everyone's super friendly, and it's just nice to see familiar faces outside the university.